I'm stronger here than I ever could have imagined. The only way to know how strong is to keep testing your limits.
They told us it was over, that Henry Cavill had hung up the cape for good, that David Corenswet was the new Superman, and that was that. Move on. Let it go. Well, screw that, because Henry Cavill might just be back, and not in the way you'd expect. Now let's get this straight. Cavill as Superman probably isn't dead. He's just been pushed into another universe. Literally. We're talking about DC Elseworlds. And if you've never heard of it before, buckle in, this might be the smartest loophole DC's cooked up in years. So what the hell is Elseworlds? Elseworlds is basically DC saying, hey, what if we took your favorite characters and did whatever the hell we wanted with them? No canon, no timeline pressure, no but Batman wouldn't do that arguments. Think of it like fan fiction with $1 billion budget. The Batman with Robert Pattinson, that's Elseworlds. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, also Elseworlds. These movies don't tie into the main continuity. They live in their own bubble, and fans love it. Why? Because they're bold, weird, and free from all that tangled timeline nonsense. And now, there's real talk that Man of Steel 2 could show up under that banner, with Cavill front and center. Henry Cavill popped back up as Superman for 2 seconds in the post-credit scene of Black Adam, and for a brief shining moment, we all thought it meant Man of Steel 2 was finally happening. But nope. James Gunn grabbed the DC wheel, hit the brakes, and swerved the whole ship in a new direction. Cavill was out, Corenswet was in. Fans? Not thrilled. Let's just say the reaction online was a spicy mix of rage, denial, and conspiracy theories. But Cavill might still get his Superman swan song, just not in the main DC universe. The thing is, Cavill already eyed an Elseworld story before Man of Steel even dropped. Way before he ever got cast in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, Cavill was reading Superman Red Son. That's the famous Elseworlds tale where Kal-El's ship crashes in Soviet Russia instead of Kansas. He grows up as a communist icon, not a Kansas farm boy, and Cavill loved it. In his own words, I think the offbeat stories are great. I read Red Son in particular before I did Man of Steel to get an idea of the baseline of the character. That's not just a throwaway comment. That's a breadcrumb, one that leads straight to a Red Son-style Elseworlds movie with Cavill's name written all over it. Look, if DC's going to bring Cavill back without stepping on Corenswet's cape, Red Son is the perfect move. You get a totally different Superman, same icon, new skin. Cold War-era Russia becomes the backdrop, and instead of Kansas cornfields, we're in Soviet snowdrifts. Truth, justice, and the American way? Gone. Replaced by state propaganda, rigid control, and the hammer and sickle. He's still Superman, but molded by a system that doesn't let you dream, it tells you what to believe. Cavill's got the steel jaw and brooding soul to pull that off. Imagine him as a reluctant hero torn between being the regime's greatest weapon and his own moral compass slowly waking up. That's not just a comic book flick, that's a damn character study. Plus, it dodges continuity chaos. No multiverse mess, no weird fan wars, just a bold standalone Elseworlds film with a story that hits like a sledgehammer. And let's be honest, the moment that glowing red star shows up on his chest in IMAX, the internet explodes. People will talk. It's risky, subversive, and exactly the kind of swing DC needs right now. Also, Kingdom Come could be the boldest way to bring Cavill back, and not as the bright-eyed Boy Scout. No, this is an older, angrier Superman. A man who's seen the world lose its damn mind. The public doesn't trust heroes anymore. The new generation is reckless, dangerous, and violent. Superman? He walked away. But chaos has a way of dragging legends back into the fight. Imagine Cavill returning, not as the hopeful symbol we knew, but as a myth reborn, a battle-worn, grizzled leader who's tired of speeches and second chances. He doesn't want to come back. He has to. And that weight? Cavill can carry it. He's built for it. His presence, his gravitas, it's exactly what a Kingdom Come Superman needs. You let him brood, you let him bleed, you let him roar like a god who's lost everything and still chooses to save humanity one last time. That's cinema, that's power, that's legacy. And while the studio moved on, the fans never did. Petitions popped up. Hashtag Henry Cavill Superman trended. People begged Warner Brothers to reconsider. We're not talking about a niche here, this is a movement. And with DC Elseworlds letting creators play in a parallel sandbox, bringing Cavill back wouldn't mess with Gunn's main continuity at all. After all, Cavill's Superman was never invincible, He was just human in the head. One of the biggest gripes people had with Superman was that he's too perfect. Can't be hurt, can't be beat, boring. But Cavill's version? Different beast. He once said in an interview, although he is physically infallible, psychologically he's very much vulnerable to the same things that make us vulnerable. Right there, that's the secret sauce. That's why his Superman worked. He could lift a building but still get crushed by guilt, by failure, by people turning on him. That's the kind of Superman we need more of. One that doesn't just punch meteors, but actually feels stuff. And the good thing is that there's industry heat behind this too. It's not just fans who want this. People in the industry are into it too. Director Matthew Vaughn, the guy behind Kingsman and X-Men First Class, said he'd love to do a Red Sun film with Cavill. His words are, "I thought Red Sun was one of the cleverest comics I'd ever read, and the current world we're living in, it's certainly become a lot more relevant because ignorance causes more issues, and I think the more we learn about Russia and the Russian history." The director then added, "Wow, could you imagine remaking Red Sun with Henry Cavill? That would be an interesting movie." Hell yes it would. You'd get political drama, Cold War tension, moral gray areas, and Superman fighting Batman with a Russian accent. What more could anyone want? And it's good business. Let's not pretend studios don't care about money. They do, a lot. And this is an easy win. You get Cavill back without upsetting the new DC timeline. You keep Corenswet as the mainline Superman. You sell Elseworlds as a premium prestige product. Big actors, big concepts, big box office. The Batman and Joker already proved the Elseworlds formula works. People showed up. Critics loved it. Audiences rewatched it. Nobody complained that it wasn't connected. So why not give Superman the same shot? However, Red Sun and Kingdom Come aren't the only possibilities here. DC's Elseworlds vault is deep, and it's overflowing with wild, emotional, and cinematic takes on Superman that deserve their moment in the sun. Imagine Superman's Secret Identity, a quiet human story about a kid named Clark Kent who grows up in our world, where Superman is just a comic book myth, until he wakes up with actual powers. It's intimate, grounded, and tailor-made for an actor like Cavill, who knows how to balance awe with vulnerability. Or take it back in time, historical Superman, set during the Great Depression. Cavill walking the dusty streets in a tattered cloak, going toe-to-toe with corrupt tycoons and street-level gangsters in a noir-styled metropolis. It would be great, wouldn't it? These stories don't just explore Superman's powers, they explore his humanity. They prove that he's more than a cape and a catchphrase, and Cavill, he's the key that unlocks all of it. With the right director and the right script, these Elseworlds tales could redefine what a Superman movie looks like: bold, different, unforgettable. Henry Cavill coming back as Superman isn't just wishful thinking anymore. It's a very real, very possible reality under DC's Elseworlds banner. He wants it, the fans want it, directors want it, and DC needs it. Drop a comment with the Elseworlds story you want to see. Smash that like button if you're still riding with Cavill. And subscribe, because this saga is far from over, and you won't want to miss what's next. This isn't goodbye, it's page 1 of a whole new story.